Hey guys and girls, it's Blackjack with 396 Guitars. We have a Dave Murray Signature Strat on the bench today. It's a Mexican. It's a nice guitar. Floyd Rose, locking nut. Not a traditional Floyd Rose style. I'll get into that and try to explain it a little bit. Let's get to work. And remember, if you dig what I'm doing, like and subscribe. Thank you all for your views and sharing. Those of you who don't dig what I'm doing, you can kindly just keep your opinions to yourself. You know who I'm talking to. Recently I had a troll attack my website, my YouTube channel, and make a comment. He had all of 3 subscribers on his channel, yet he had to tell me about what I was doing wrong. So, opinions vary. If you can glean something from what I do, that's great. I make very organic videos. I know what I'm doing. My customers know that I know what I'm doing. I don't have to explain myself to anyone. That is that. Interesting instrument. Floyd Rose, locking nut. Not a traditional style Floyd Rose, and I'll tell you why. It's kind of a hybrid between what would normally be on a Fender with a trem. A Floyd Rose is usually completely routed out, and you can not only dive down, but you can dive up. This one you cannot dive up because it will hit the deck of the guitar. But here's the problem. The customer brought this in. He tried to do his own setup, and I applaud him for that. That's the whole idea of what I do here. I fix guitars for a living. That's all I do. And I put and film and post some of them on my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. So he's been watching, and I do many of his instruments. He's got a lot of guitars. He bought this one. He liked it because he's a recent convert to Floyd Rose. They're not my favorite, but they're bulletproof when you get them set right. I've said that many times. He ran out of adjustment. He tried to do a setup on it. First and foremost, the neck is too straight. So this is what's going to lead us to what happened here. When you measure this, capo at the 1st fret, hold at the 17th or the body joint, and we're going to 12 thousandths at the 7th fret. And if your feeler gauge is getting stuck under that string, there's not enough clearance or neck relief. Neck relief is the forward bow in a neck that you have to have. It's a measurable amount. I usually use 12 thousandths at the 7th fret, as I just demonstrated. You can go lower, you can go higher, but I wouldn't recommend it. Some guitars will bear a closer relief, but 12 thousandths is usually the sweet spot. So what has happened is he likes his action low, and okay, if the instrument will bear it, I agree with that. I would like to see, with a Floyd Rose system, I would like to see around 4/64, maybe just over 4/64 on the bass side and right at 4/64 on the treble side. You can only do, one or the other. You can't do individual saddles like you would on a normal Strat. He, by his own admission, and I can see it, this is buried all the way down. It's stopped, and it's buzzing. So with the neck relief too straight, I'm going to have to open up and put a little neck relief in it, and that's even going to make the action taller because we're actually going to put a little bit of relief in the neck, and it will open that measurement up. The problem is that's not where he wants to go. He wants to get his action lower, and as we do over and over and over again, your truss rod adjustment, your neck relief is the first adjustment in every setup. Hands down, I don't care, you can argue it. So we're going to get the neck relief set, and then luckily enough, we have the auto shim feature. I call it auto shim. You can call it whatever you want. It's a Leo Fender invention. What you do is this is designed to change the neck angle So when you have run out of measurement or adjustment here, in other words, you want to lower your string action, all right, your string height, as it were, and you run out of adjustment, you're all the way down and it won't go any farther down, you have to literally change your neck angle, and you're going to have to bring it up. So looking at the guitar like this right here, okay, the neck hits the body here, we have to actually raise the heel of the neck and bring that neck angle up slightly. And when I tell you slightly, it's only going to be a couple of millimeters, if that, not even. And that will then bring the action so close that we have to raise up here to get to our desired height. I hope you follow all that. Every time I talk about the auto shim, every moron on the internet comes and chimes in and goes, no, that's not what that's for. Well, that's exactly what it's for. Sorry to tell you. First thing we're going to do, like I said, is adjust the neck relief. And that's going to be tricky because this little guy is right in the way to get a 3/16 in there. I don't think I have a 3/16 that's long enough. Because I tried off camera. And it was not being agreeable. Let me see, I've got a little bit longer here. I'm pretty sure it's 3/16. Most mims are. It just will not. It's this right here. It's in the way. That is to keep our break angle for the strings going to the tuners. And it just happens to be in the way right now for me. I'm pretty sure. It's really being disagreeable. Maybe that's why the guy that owned this, my current client, just bought it. And it was used. He did not buy it new from the place that he got it. Oh, it is a 1/8. Okay. That makes a big difference. Not long enough that way. So I'm sure the person that had it before was irritated that they couldn't get it set up right. Yeah, it's a 1/8. And it's still going to give me trouble. I'm going to try one thing just to see. I'm almost positive it's not, but I would like it to be because that would reach in there better. Yeah, we're going to learn together. It might be even that this mod has gotten in the way and it's set too far down onto the headstock. Yeah, it is. The locking nut is actually in the way to get the right size in there, which is, I believe, a 1/8. It just almost wants to catch. It's definitely a 1/8, and it does reach it that way, but not this way, which is where I need to be to actually get to be able to turn on it. I hate doing this, but there we go. Got a little bit of relief in it that way. I have to get, now I know I need to get a new tool, a 1/8 with a longer reach on both sides. So I did get a turn on it. I don't like doing it that way, but we had to. Let's tune it back up to pitch. Once we have our neck relief set, then I can move forward setting the neck angle. Oh, we got a string hanging up there and the nut too. Whenever you hear that little tink when you're tuning, it needs to be lubed. Or there could be a burr. Sometimes they catch. This is a metal nut, a steel nut, and they'll catch. There could be a burr. It could just be hanging up there. All right, made an adjustment. Check it, measure it. I like it. I'm going to be happy with this, I think. Believe it or not, I went a little too far. It only needed a minor pull. Let's put a little bit tighter and check it again. I'm going to roll with that. It's just kissing it, and that's what you want. 12 thousandths at the 7th. Agree, disagree. You can do it any way you want. None of these measurements are written in stone. They're not laws, but through experience, over many, many, many years, I can tell you, and from customer feedback, when I give an instrument back, I set them up all the same, within reason. Customers love what I do. If I get a bad one, which is rare, that can't be adjusted, then I won't work on it. It's rare that you get one that's beyond repair, but I digress. So now that we put relief in it, let's see where our string height is. Most of this video is going to be just about getting that adjusted, and now we're going to do, now our string height is way high, and his, the client's request is to get the string action lower. Well, somebody at some point used that to lower the string action. You don't do that. You set this first. There has to be a certain amount of relief in every neck. It's a misconception that necks need to be straight and flat. That's wrong. When you pluck that string, it goes around in a perfect circle, and it needs area to do that. That measurement is what's called relief. Okay? Once that's set, now we need to lower our string action. And knowing that that bridge is already all the way down to the deck, there's only one way to accomplish that. Loosen the strings. To take the tension off. By the way, these are loose. They're only finger tight, right? They're only finger tight. That's how you start. Otherwise, you're loosening and you're not doing anything. Plus, his auto tuners, his micro tuners, fine tuners, call them what you want. They're too far down. I set these in the middle when I do a setup on a Floyd Rose, so that you got up and down. You want them to be in the middle. So once we're loose, I'm going to go over here. And we will again need a 1/8. We're going to loosen the bolts, not take them out. We're just going to loosen them. And that hole right there accepts a 1/8 Allen wrench. And what we're going to do is turn it clockwise. And what that does is it pushes on the heel of the base of the neck right here, and it actually lifts it. And that's changing, adjusting our neck angle. And I don't know why that is such a mystery to most guitar techs out there. It's the same as if it didn't have this function, I would have to remove the neck and put a hardwood shim in that pocket to lift and change the neck angle. Usually a couple of turns just to loosen is what we have to give the neck a place to go. And usually that's all it takes. Loosen it, get on the adjustment, and I'm going to start with 1/4 of a turn. And as always, I will tell you, go in small increments. You won't know if you've got a measurable, usable amount of adjustment from that until you try it. But I can tell you, you look right here and you can see that the heel is actually proud from where it was before. And tune back pitch. I should be hearing strings clacking off the board. If we're not, then I probably didn't put enough in it. But this is the only way to know for sure. You're going to tune up the pitch and then check your measurement. I'm not tuning to perfection right now. I just want to tune it to pitch and get it to tension, basically. And we're likely going to see some bridge lift, and we are starting to see a little bit of bridge lift. What's going to tell the story? That adjustment is not going to affect our neck relief. Two separate adjustments, and they can't affect each other. What it will affect is our string height, and it should have lowered it, which it did a lot. Where before we were at 6/64 here, and just by that little turn on the auto shim has given me some adjustment, but I'm not convinced that it's going to be enough. I think we might have to put a little bit more of a turn on it, because right now the action is where he would want it to be, which is still not really acceptable in my book, because I want to be able to adjust it up or down. So I turned it, I got a result from it, a response, but it's not enough. I'm going to put another 1/4 of a turn on it, and that, when we come back from that adjustment, I'm going to guess that we're probably going to be hearing strings clatter on the board, and that's where we want to be, because then we have up adjustment to get to where we want to go. I hope this is making sense to you. One more time, same procedure. is. I'm going to give it just another 1/8 of a turn. Or 1/4 of a turn, I mean. That should get us where we want to live. I know it seems counterintuitive, but that's what it's for. And don't over tighten your neck bolts. They need to be snug. It's not a Harley Davidson. One more time. I think we're going to start hearing strings clattering off the board. Yep. Again, tune up the pitch, get it to tension anyway. Yeah, they're banging. Now they're so close to the fretboard because we changed that neck angle that they're actually buzzing off the frets open. And to prove that, we were at 4/64 before, probably way below that now. It's not even reading on there. It's like 2/64, or well, that would be 1/32. And over here, yeah, it's not even measurable. It's almost below the first line on the tool, right? That's what we want. Now, and to prove my point that adjustment, changing neck angle, doesn't have anything to do with neck relief, I tuned it back up to pitch. This will not have changed. Barely kissing, just touching right where I left it. So now, to adjust his string height to where his desired height is, which to him he wants to be 4 and 4. If this instrument will bear it, I will absolutely put it there. 3mm for that. Usually it is anyway. Now we're going to counterclockwise because what we're doing is lifting the bridge up. I'm going to guess about 2 turns and start there. And the beauty of Floyd Rose is once you're tuned to pitch, it shouldn't change moving that up and down. Maybe this one does because it is not a traditional Floyd Rose. Yeah, it did. It made it a little sharp. So what we're looking for is a little bit more lift. I still want it to be kind of level with the Floyd Rose bridge. I want it sort of level to the body. It's dipping down to the back slightly, which tells me that we're going to have to give it a little less spring tension. I'm going to pull them out one turn each. So that's going to give this more string tension on the bridge. That's fine tuning, but I know that needs to be done. Yeah. And we're going to need this soon. Yeah, we got just a little bit of lift there. Now this is going to continue to change until it really finds equilibrium. And if I went too far, well then I'll have to drive the claw back in slightly, but that's fine tuning. Today's exercise is just being able to get up to the proper string height for this particular client. Beautiful. And where is that string height right now? Let's check it out. Just reading the 4/64ths, which is 2/32. That one's a little low. Still, I want it to be up slightly higher, and I'm just going to give an 1/8 of a turn on this just to get us right to that sweet spot that I like. It's fully showing the 4/64ths line. I use 64ths because that's what I like. It's far more accurate. And yes, I know 4/64ths is 2/32. I just say it in 64ths. It's just showing 4/64ths here. It's living right at 4 here. Bass treble, respectively. And it's starting to gain stability. So where he had ran out of adjustment before, the bridge was all the way down onto the deck, which you don't want that. It's a floating bridge. Now we were able to lift, after adjusting the neck angle, we were able to lift the bridge to the desired string height. I'm going to pause and let this settle for about 10 or 15 minutes just to let the strings and the springs kind of equalize. And it should stabilize relatively quickly because it all looks like pretty good gear. And I don't want to forget to put our string retainer back on. Stand by. So Yahtzee, we're all done. I put the string retainer back on. That's in kind of replaces string trees up there. It just gives us the right break angle over the nut. I did lock the nut. I usually leave those loose if they're brand new strings. These are not brand new strings. They were the strings that were on it, so they should be settled pretty good. And judging by the way that it's playing, yeah, it's pretty stable. It's coming right back into tune. Beautiful. I'm pretty much done with this one. It's an interesting guitar. Signature series, you know, they're always after, you know, the new thing. They're trying to reinvent the wheel, put a Floyd Rose on a Fender Stratocaster because that's the kind of music this guy played. That's, you know, a metal guitar player. He likes that system. Now, I have said over and over and over again in many videos, I'm not a fan of the Floyd Rose setup. I think Leo Fender had it right, but it doesn't end with my opinion. I will tell you also, and I always qualify it with, once you get them set, they're bulletproof. They are absolutely bulletproof. Just seems like a lot of gear to have on the guitar, but what do I know? I just fix them. I'm a bass player. I don't play guitar, but I can tell you this one's ready to roll. The bridge is up. It's level with the deck. Intonation is set. Neck relief is set. We have the nut locked. And it's doing everything it's supposed to do. I'm kind of digging on it. Interesting. You know, it's the first one I've seen in here, so we're going to call it a day. It's Blackjack with 396 Guitars. Thanks for all your views, your support. Your positive comments are much appreciated. For those of you that can only find it in your heart to put a negative troll review or comment, you know what you can do. We'll talk soon.